Whoa, and we're back with the Vacuous perspective. I'm Val, and I'm joined always by Nate. Nate, it's been a week, has it not?
Another week. The Vac Pack is back.
Yep, we're the Vac Pack. I think we established that last week. The Vac Pack are the listeners.
Yes.
Big week. I'm sure you saw that although we did not report on it live like we initially had planned, the coronation of the King Charles.
A huge moment in history.
Yes, it was.
Maybe. Was it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it will be a better moment in history when they abolish the monarchy. Because I think it's a bit outdated, to be honest.
I think it's a bit outdated. Well, they're pretty much the last ones, aren't they? They're the stronghold of monarchies. What other monarchies?
There's tons of
in
them.
Europe.
Yeah, there's tons of them. No, there's tons of them. Tons of them.
Do any of them have any real power?
No.
So it's just symbolism.
Yeah.
So King Charles III.
Yes.
KCIII.
KCIII.
I think he should be known by.
Got the full treatment on the weekend. I watched about 5 hours of both the procession leading. No, I say watched. It was on the other screen. And listening a bit to the commentary from at least the local news people, the ABC, around the whole event. Sort of a good. Give me a breakdown of when I needed a bit more. No, they were giving me a breakdown when I needed some important details.
Oh, okay. I missed it, unfortunately. I was go-karting at the time.
That's pretty good.
It was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fun.
But actually, I wanted to see it because I wanted to see all the
pageantry.
Yes, the pomp.
Yes, the wank. Yes.
The wank. I wanted to see it all.
Yeah, and I did. I actually, in lieu of go-karting, chose to spend my afternoon this way.
So what did you see? Like what stood out?
The King's... So there's a lot of old shit that's still left over from
I bet.
times of war and things like that. So it was very interesting to see there was a point where there was a bunch of blokes walking behind the chariot, right? That was bringing them. The golden chariot, by the way.
Golden chariot. This is the arrival?
Yeah, well, both, I think.
The glorious arrival of the king.
Well, he's just a man at that point. He's just a prince,
just a
right?
dude.
But then it's sort of a bit of a ceremony that exists between him and being the king. I mean, he's been the king since his old lady died. But,
the formal
this
transition.
Is the official. Yes. So there's these blokes walking behind the chariot, and they're carrying flags. Flags are symbols, right? You've got the symbols on the flag. They mean certain things. And the ABC crew said, and we're about to see now the Royal Standard. The Royal Standard's coming out.
What's that?
It's held by the King's Champion.
Oh, I heard about the King's Champion.
This is the bloke who, if they were at a feast or something, he's allowed to... People are allowed to essentially go, I want to fight your champion. Yeah. And it's on. Yeah. They'll fight. Someone will die.
So if the King's Champion loses, though, are they what do they get if they beat the King's Champion?
I don't know, a bit of cred, street cred.
So you don't just become the king. He's not fighting in lieu of the king. Is that what he's doing?
I think in a Game of Thrones way, it's like a representative on the battlefield of the king, right? If the king's not fighting today, he's a bit tired. We're sending out the King's Champion. But this was just some old bloke. He was super old. He doesn't look like he could lift a sword.
He was some farmer dude, I heard. Some 67-year-old farmer.
Is the King's Champion.
Yes. I think his descendant, I read he was a descendant of a king, like of a family that used to act as the King's Champion and was a very successful one at that.
Excellent. Right. If I was, in the British public, I'd be challenging the King's Champion right now. I'd be having a crack if it's him. Have a bloody go.
I don't think you can anymore. Crack. I think it's
ceremony.
It's ceremonial
now. Right? Yeah, the whole thing is.
I read you could contest the right of the monarch to reign by challenging the King's Champion.
So you want your fucking best bloke out there, right, wielding the biggest sword, scary shit, Game of Thrones shit again, right?
But wouldn't
Get the big
everyone
guy.
just be having a crack?
Well, you're going to die, aren't you?
I mean, you're then your family. If you're successful,
Yes, which you're not going to be.
but if you are,
Yeah, but when you grow up in this world, you're not thinking one day I'll challenge the champion. That's not a near thought. That's a distant thought. That's an impossible thought. No one goes there. No one does that.
that's a defeatist attitude.
No. That would have been the way of the world. That would have been the way of the world. I'd say now is a great time to have a crack. Better than ever. Now's better than ever.
Now it is. His name's Francis Dymoke, a 67-year-old farmer.
And is he descended from kings?
Carry the royal standard. That's what you were saying. Okay.
Yeah, that's the name of the flag.
He's Francis, this bloke, is the 34th member of his family to take part in a coronation.
That's insane. That's a line of its own, isn't it?
His family's done it since William the Conqueror.
That's the first one that they regard. Yeah.
Really? When was that? Okay, 1087.
1087? There you go. That's a fucking long time.
Hey, how's this? Usually known as William the Conqueror and sometimes William the Bastard.
Yeah.
That's quite a big spectrum of nicknames. Like you go from William the Conqueror, sounds badass.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
then sometimes
most of them are like William the Brave or William the Jerk, because they weren't known as the great and the nearly great. They were known as what the opposing team called them. Because they're also known as that.
Yeah, okay. So that guy's got history. So 34th member taken part in a coronation. There's apparently
taken part
KC3.
We taken part in a coronation.
Yes, that's what it says.
Can we?
Can't
what does that
elaborate
mean?
on that. No.
Because if I was there, have I taken part? Have the people of the people who lined up in the streets to see him, do they take part?
Well, he says his family has done it, assuming he's referring to being the champion.
Royal standard, throw your swords down, let's go. That guy.
Yeah.
Look, man, give it to your son or something. You're not fit to be a champion.
So what else?
Okay,
what else did you say?
Here's a fun fact.
Yeah.
So they're pulled up. The chariot's pulled up at Westminster Abbey, right? And everyone's going. They're timing this to the second. All this shit is being timed to the second. And they say, "Oh, they're actually running ahead of schedule. 3 minutes. Very good." Ooh. I don't know why I put a British accent on there. It was the Australian presenters talking about it, but there was an English lady on the panel. I think she was there to represent the Royalists. Right?
It's probably all the Union Jacks in the background that are just influencing your perception of what happened.
Yeah. So they pull up and they're just sort of sitting there. And I'm thinking, all right, it's kind of like a wedding, I guess. Like they're waiting in the car to get the nod, hey, time to get out of the car. And it takes ages for them to get out of the car. Now, that's when the panelists on the ABC came out with this beauty, which is they rehearsed getting out of the car on a stage they built inside Buckingham Palace because apparently the chariot is very difficult to get out of. 2 questions. Why is the chariot difficult to get out of? Why have you built a chariot that is difficult to get out of, right? Second thing, he's 74 or something. He's 72 or 74 years of age, okay? We shouldn't have them navigating their way through a difficult carriage.
But the chariot's been there forever, right?
I don't know. I think the chariot was made by an Australian.
Involved.
No, Australians made the chariot.
But it's been involved at least for a while.
Of a chariot.
It's gold, isn't it? It's gold. Can't be solid gold. I hear it's tons, many tons. The poor horses that have to pull it.
Fuck. Yeah, that sucks, doesn't it?
So,
all right, so they get out. It takes some ages.
But it was built for optics. It had to look the part. It had to look big. It had to look glorious. They didn't give a fuck about the people getting in and out of it. That was second thought. That was just they'll pop a door on if they're lucky.
Getting out of it. This is the problem. But it's not just the fact that its chariot is difficult to get out of. It's because of their garments that they're wearing that it's difficult to get out of.
Oh, they would have been regal.
Yeah.
Or were they regal at this point? How regal are we talking?
So he goes through a few phases. At the start, I can't really remember what he's wearing, but at some point, they do pop these walls up around him during the ceremony. During the ceremony, just before he's king, they chuck on these surrounds around him, and then you come out and he's done a bit of a dress up change because now he's just wearing a white shirt and black pants.
Mm.
You're like, what happened to the rest of the bizzo? It's gone. Okay.
Yes.
Bit of a quick change, bit of a magic act. Hey, I was wearing this, now I'm wearing this. But that's not all that happened in there. I think that's also where the priest will put some ointment on him.
Yes.
The ointment's important.
It's sacred ointment.
Sacred ointment, something or other. A piece of the cross, Jesus' cross, was donated.
Get out of town.
From the Vatican?
It wasn't.
To what?
It wasn't.
It was. Yeah, it was. Donated to King Charles as a sign of, I don't know, fucking something or other.
Here we go.
So we
got of the cross. Hell yeah.
That was just included as like a side note. They said, oh, by the way, they've chucked in, the Vatican decided to chuck in as a bit of a king gift, a bit of the cross. We got heaps out the back. Just have a little bit. So
you're a big swinging dick when the Vatican's donating bits of the Jesus cross to you.
Yeah, man. What about some of that blood? We have some blood?
Ooh,
anyway.
Yeah. I hear it's called chrism oil. I'm really dead I missed out on this because I'd read a lot about it. This chrism oil used to have some kind of animal in it. And then in World War II, they lost the original chrism oil in a bombing raid. And now apparently they make a vegan-friendly one.
Oh, they made a point out of that, didn't they? That it's a vegan-friendly ointment that is
woke,
going on.
Woke ointment.
Yeah, great. Appeal to the masses.
And and they put up this. They
got to get the kids somehow, man. Got to get the kids somehow. The old people are off soon. So.
Well, there's enough people. There's enough things for people to complain about with the monarchy that they don't want to add in.
Animal cruelty.
Unnecessary. Yes, animal cruelty. The rest.
If it needs to be ointment with the blood of 1,000 goats' heads. If that's what it needs, then we should probably find a better way to do this. In 2023.
They probably bled out a whole bunch of different animals into that ointment, but they just tell people it was chia seeds and
So there was that. They had the quick change, and then comes the bit, right? Then comes the bit, and I'm having flashbacks. The whole thing gave me Queen Elizabeth II's funeral vibes. The whole thing, like the pageantry, not just the pageantry of the procession that rolled in, but of the church mass itself at Westminster Abbey. So same location as the funeral, same players are there. They're just doing different roles.
All the same
players, exact same players. 180 world leaders or some shit. I heard all countries were extended an invitation bar 5. 5 countries didn't get a kick I assume it's the same. Like I assume that would have been the same for the funeral, but it gave me big QE2 vibes because the mass. So this is the mass. Hey everybody, dearly beloved, we're here today to blah blah unionize Charles to the throne.
Thanks be to God, our Lord.
Yeah. Hallelujah. Sing the Hallelujah song. They sang the Hallelujah song. He talks for a bit more, the priest, another song, and the choir obviously was smashing it. The choir was smashing it. Every song just nailing it, right? Obviously. But it is kind of hard to watch a choir because they all look so stressed. They're looking at the conductor who's not giving them any eye contact. He's just looking dead forward, not looking at either side where the choir is sitting.
He's giving him nothing. I thought he gave him body language. I thought that's what they deliver.
Well, there was a few of the choir who were really looking at him like going, come on now, am I okay here? Am I doing all right here? And I'm sure they're doing fine. And I'm sure I'm just being really weird about it. But choirs freak me out. All right. The whole thing.
Yeah, it is a bit weird. It is a bit weird, but I think it's just because it's a scene you're not a part of.
Yeah,
they think your video games are a bit weird.
They do. Oh, they told me. Very Jesus-y, very goddy. A couple of cool stare downs from the priest. We just has he forgotten what to say? Has he completely blanked here? Does he know what he's doing? Because he'll just look around like this.
A big pause. Dramatic.
And when he comes back in, it's not like he says anything important. He just goes, God's great, isn't he? God save the king was said many times, especially after this thing went on his head. So he gets given a ring, which he has to like touch and say, yeah, this is my ring now.
Some bling.
He gets some, he gets some bling.
Some kingly bling.
He gets a scepter and the orb thing, and they make him hold it there like he's won it for a merit award or something. And then they give him the headpiece. The big boy.
The ultimate bling, yeah. 2.5 kilo, I'm told.
2.2 kilos. Solid gold frame adorned with semi-precious stones.
444 jewels.
And I think, and I could be wrong on this, but I think he took one of the stones out that was in his mum's, which is the same one.
Did he?
He's popped it in a different one. I think he gave it to his lady, Queen Camilla.
It's nice.
So
not even his to begin with, but it's nice.
I think it's India's. And they want it back. And he's like, well, I don't have it anymore. It's in Camilla's headgear. So you can ask her. So
that's not the Koh-i-Noor diamond, is it? Have you heard of that one?
It could be. It could be. Anyway, I think some people want it back, obviously. There's a
the
sense
Koh-i-Noor.
Go on.
The reason why this stood out to me is there's a curry place in the Duncraig area that my parents take me to that's fantastic, called Koh-i-Noor. And so when I saw this Koh-i-Noor diamond mentioned, I was like, what? And it's a very Indian name, isn't it? It's one of the largest cut diamonds in the world, weighing 105 carats. That is absurd.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what carats
It is part of the crown jewels of the United Kingdom.
There you
the
go.
Diamond is currently set in Queen QE2's, in the crown of QE2's. Yeah, it was.
It was. I don't think it is anymore. I think it's been moved. I don't know if it's to Camilla's headgear or to someone else's, or maybe they're just keeping it on the, I don't know, nightstand or something. I don't know.
Okay. I wonder why they named their restaurant after this diamond.
Well, it's one of the largest uncut diamonds. Well, it's one of the biggest diamonds in the world, right?
Yeah, seems to be.
Maybe it was very famous and they, Anyway.
It's got a huge Wikipedia article on it. I can't even read all that. Jesus.
Yeah. So then came the bit, they popped the crown. And he's got to wear this now for a while. You don't get to take it off. He's carrying 2.2 kegs on his head.
And he's an old man. Do you reckon he did some training? Some training? Yes, he put on some
neck
dumbbells,
training. Yeah. You know how they get the bungee cord and they put it on your head and they pull on it and you like test your neck strength? He's doing that. And so was Camilla.
I bet she was.
Getting big neck muscles. Getting them going. And I don't really have much else from the coronation itself because I tuned out as soon as they left in the chariot, but sort of maybe half an hour after that because I did see all the military because the military force ups after the king's been named. After the king's been crowned, they up the military side of it.
What, the spend or just the
well, that's when you get the armed forces from
all
the different Commonwealth nations together in the square, to protect the king. Protect the new king. This is a thing. This is a thing they do.
Army forces from all the different countries of the Commonwealth.
Australia would have sent a contingent. Yeah. And our Prime Minister was one of the
What are they preparing for?
Well, it's pageantry, dude. It's the same thing. It's a show of strength.
Just do away with that at some point. Like, I mean, I love the sacred garments. I'm down with the royal regalia. I don't know if we need a conglomeration of army men doing, some kind of routine in the square.
Yeah. No, that's what we're doing.
Drop the swords as well. I don't think you need the swords.
Bring them.
I hear he's got the sword of mercy, the sword of spiritual justice.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of symbols that he has to touch to symbolize the different roles of kingship. I think the whole thing could have been cut down a little bit because...
Cut it down.
Yeah, you could be just like, you're gonna be all right? He's like, yeah, I'll be all right. Cool. All right, done. We're good. King's Day is now his birthday, and we're G. So, they won't do that.
One symbol.
They'll just pick it up.
Just have the crown. The crown's enough. The crown embodies all the things, all the bits.
And
like, how long are we going to
mentioned-
keep up this charade? Like, really?
No. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. You can't take out a bit. The whole thing's a charade. You can't take out bits of the charade. Anyway, they're wearing a lot of the color purple though in their garmentry. Color purple's in the actual hat as well.
Yeah.
In the crown.
It is. Yeah.
Now, purple, of course, we've discussed in the past, but it was a long time ago. So purple was a very difficult color to get a hold of back in the day. It was impossible. So that's why all the royal stuff is all purple, because it represents affluence and all that sort of good stuff.
Purple dye was worth 3 times its own weight in gold.
There you go.
Blood
because they had to
of
extract it from something.
Mediterranean snails.
Yeah,
sea snails.
Yeah, that was the source of purple. So next time you, I don't know, click purple on the on your paint dropper in Microsoft Paint or some shit, and you drop it down there. Yeah,
it almost
cash.
is. I almost don't believe it. Other than the fact that I've Googled it a number of times.
I think
it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, that. But the one thing I am behind is apparently there was a coronation quiche.
What does that mean? Who's serving up the quiche? Gordon Ramsay?
Oh, some royal chef of some kind.
Right.
But
when did they get the quiche?
KC3 and Camilla chose the flavours of the quiche from some lineup, and that has now been, apparently QE2 did one. She had a coronation quiche. Let me just find what it is.
Fucking hell. Rightio.
So Buckingham Palace released a quiche to mark his coronation. The royal chef says the new quiche has delicate flavours and can be eaten hot or cold.
Great. Leftovers. We're having King Charles quiche leftovers tomorrow.
Okay, the dish featuring spinach, broad beans and tarragon. Broad beans? They're the sleeper.
Very interesting.
See, I knew that's all tied in together.
Very interesting.
Check out the video on the sinister broad bean, the sinister fava bean. See, I knew it.
Hannibal Lecter shit.
Hannibal Lecter stuff. I don't know.
I'm not saying everyone who has broad beans in their diet are like psychopaths or anything. I'm just saying that's what the film suggests.
And there is an absurd number of base pairs in the broad bean's DNA sequence.
Complex DNA sequence.
Four times that as many as a human. I think there's something going on there.
Yeah. Purple broad beans.
Don't eat the coronation quiche.
Purple.
The coronation quiche needs to be put on the danger
water
list until
with water
the water
and
list.
asbestos.
Yes. Okay. Oh, here we go. The dish featuring spinach, broad and tarragon is a nod to coronation chicken, a curry and mayonnaise-based dish invented for the 1953 coronation of QE2. So she had a coronation chicken. So was it a quiche or – so maybe they just pick a dish. It doesn't have to be a quiche.
But you said she did do a quiche.
Well, I thought she did. I thought they all had quiches, but I think QE2 had a coronation chicken, which is a curry and mayonnaise dish. And then KC3 has the coronation quiche, being a spinach, broad bean and tarragon number. So you can check it out on their website.
Oh, can't wait.
Apparently they have a website.
Yep, can't wait. Clicking that.
Here we go. Just last thing.
Yeah.
This is a quote, a deep quiche, a deep quiche with a crisp, light pastry case, can't read for some reason, and delicate flavours of spinach, broad beans and fresh tarragon, said the recipe on the royal family's website, which is accompanied by a video featuring the royal chef preparing the dish. I might check that out later. But don't eat it. Don't eat the broad beans. Well, it sounds like it was a great day.
But that's all you got up to, broad bean. What else? Wasn't that QE2's?
No, that's KC3's.
Okay,
so
great.
QE2's was the coronation chicken.
Right. My bad. I thought once we got to the broad bean, we started going down a different path. But I'm catching up now.
Things. So that was last week's episode, or maybe the weekend before.
I think it was the week before. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got a couple of little things to tie up on last week because I felt on reflection, I had some thoughts or some little additions. very
to which,
quickly.
To which?
Well, the Barbie. So the Down syndrome Barbie, which we agreed was a great idea.
Yes.
One thing that I had forgotten about is
Yes.
we were saying it's necessary maybe to have the good-looking, unobtainable Barbie because the company gets up and running.
Yeah, you sort of stipulated, just so in case you missed last week's episode, that the only reason that Mattel Barbie were even able to make the Down syndrome Barbie and all the other Barbies that they've made is because they were an established company built on the success of their original product, which was the unobtainable Barbie doll.
With not a lot of diversity, but as the profits improved and the public wanted diversity, they were there. They were there to deliver, yes. And so it's quite unforeseeable where these trends and fashion and things go. And technologies, a lot of times they make technologies and you don't know where it's actually going to end up with its practical application. One thing that has just struck me as one of the most bizarre uses of a product is the Barbie Jeep.
What, do you think that's useless?
No, I think that's fine for little kids to ride around on a Barbie Jeep. But have you not seen the videos, the YouTube videos on grown men, normally absolutely pissed out of their minds, riding Barbie Jeeps down steep hills with crowds watching them, all of them gathered around. They have races and they see if they can survive.
This isn't a Barbie Jeep. This is a human-sized Barbie Jeep.
Well, no, it's child-sized. It's a child-sized Barbie Jeep with a human.
When you say Barbie
drunk
Jeep, though, I'm thinking it's a Jeep that you can pop Barbie in, which would be a tiny Jeep.
Oh,
which,
no.
Her and Ken can get to the beach and stuff. That makes
it's a Barbie
sense.
style Jeep for
I think
a child.
I'm familiar with them. They're just those tiny cars that kids get in.
Yeah. But grown men, picture a bearded grown man with beads all around his neck.
Yeah.
Way too many beers.
Yeah, shouldn't be doing this.
I mean, people die in triathlons just riding their bike. I don't know how there must be Barbie Jeep deaths, I'm sure.
Well, it depends on what hills we're going down. Are we going down San Francisco?
These things are
hills?
dangerous. No, like grass hills, but very, very steep. Just next time, some homework for you. Surely you've seen some. Have you not seen the Barbie Jeep videos?
Okay, man. Okay, that has not popped up in my YouTube feed.
I thought it's a big thing. It's a big thing.
I'll get on it. I'll have to get on it. Yeah.
Down in the south of the US. I don't know what. They do some wild stuff down there.
Here's the sitch. Okay, because I'm starting to understand how this can all happen. You have a daughter. You buy her a Barbie Jeep. She grows out of it. She's had a gutful. And you say, hey, you wouldn't mind if I thrash that thing, would you? And she said, no, go for your life. Take it down the biggest hill ever. Don't do that.
Well, you don't want to throw it out, do you? I mean, that's just littering. It's pollution. So I suppose it's getting put to a good use. Maybe that's what it is. Barbie was huge. There were so many Jeeps. Like you're saying, the kids grow up. Now
they don't want them
got
anymore.
100,000 Barbie Jeeps lying around in the backyard.
They're all going to get destroyed.
The guys are probably in their chat saying, hey, do you have a Barbie Jeep? I've got a Barbie Jeep.
We've all got Barbie Jeeps.
What are we going to do with all these Barbie Jeeps?
Yep.
Next thing you know, you're 10 beers deep. Everyone's
yep. It's
just going nuts.
Yeah.
And so,
I'll have to watch some. I have not seen
check it out.
This.
It's hilarious. But
I think it's a good use for used Barbie Jeeps.
Yeah, they don't last long.
Nah, that's fine.
The other thing that was on my mind is Matt McConaughey's mum.
Yeah, we're still thinking about Matt McConaughey's mum.
Yeah, I can't get her out of my mind.
What, the triple divorcee, married to the same bloke 3 times, possible father of Woody, is it Harrelson?
May have had a relationship with Woody Harrelson's father.
Yeah, and could be.
And now Woody Harrelson,
would mean,
yes, would be biological brothers.
Which apparently we're entitled to know.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, they're the ones that put it out in the news to begin with. So
yeah,
they've taken it this far. They can't take it all this way, dangle this juicy number out there and then pull it away.
I think they can. But go on. What happened?
Well, I was sort of suggesting, so she married the same bloke 3 times, which is perhaps not Matt McConaughey's biological dad. He acted as Matt's dad.
Oh,
because
really?
he was married to her 3 times. So I don't know if he knew that she had an extramarital affair. Well, it may have not been extramarital because they had
weren't
broken up
married
so many
all the
times.
time. Sure.
And I was sort of, I think, belittling the fact that, what's she doing? How could she possibly decide to marry someone, decide to unmarry someone, also known as divorce them, then decide it's a good idea to marry them again.
Yeah.
And then divorce him again, and then marry him again.
And then
I was saying,
then,
So you can see why I think. But the more I think about it, I think I'm wrong about this. This might be one of the greatest examples of true love I have ever seen.
I understand. Yeah.
Because they knew, despite the ridicule, the jokes.
Yeah, the jokes. Sure. People would have said, "Oh, what? Who are you getting? Are you getting married? Yeah, it's the same bloke. Oh, you getting remarried again after being divorced twice?" And now you're saying that they're actually done it. They've done it.
They did it.
Yeah.
They got remarried for a 3rd time. I mean, even I was giving them shit.
Yeah, but are they still married?
I don't know.
Well, that would be a good one to know. Because if they've been divorced 8 times since and remarried 7 times, then I'm starting to...
Let's just not look into it and pretend it's like a lived happily ever after type situation.
Yeah. Yeah, roll the credits.
So I've got an article here.
I like it. I like your true love stuff. That's amazing.
So
let's hope. Thoughts and prayers.
Well, this is what we're dealing with. One night after work. This is something that Matt McConaughey seems to be. Okay, the I don't know about this. The website's called cheatsheet.com/entertainment/ Matt McConaughey's parents were divorced twice and married 3 times to each other. Okay, so one night after work, he recalled his father, then 44-year-old and 265-pound, at 6'4". So he's a big boy. Apparently, he is a football player. He's 44 years old, so...
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore. He asked for a second helping of potatoes. Matt McConaughey's mum replied, "Sure, you want more potatoes, fat man." McConaughey remembered his young mum snapping. When she kept at it, mocking his fat belly, in inverted commas, McConaughey and his brothers started to get nervous. They knew the score. This was going to get ugly.
Okay, yeah, go on.
I think it sounds like I think he's hit her. There's a scene. She has a ketchup. He's hit her. She's got ketchup.
Okay.
She's squirting here with ketchup, but she is bleeding.
Right.
And this is a quote from Matt McConaughey. They dropped to their knees, then to the bloody ketchup-covered linoleum kitchen floor and made love.
In the diner?
In their house. So it sounds like there might have been some domestic violence issues, but at the same time, man, how's that? How's their relationship? That's a bit different to my relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
it's a bit different to the relationships I've had in the past as well.
It's volatile.
It's not how you get down though.
It's volatile, but they seem to, this is what I mean about being the love story. Maybe not the domestic violence thing, but the making love on the bloody ketchup covered floor. I mean, that's something, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. That's a thing.
This is one thing. She sounds like a badass as well, making sort of fun of him about the potatoes and stuff. I have this, I just don't think my wife could ever cheat on me.
Why is that?
I mean, she drives by the rules in GTA 5.
Yep.
The road rules. She doesn't.
Yep.
She drives in the right-hand side of the lane, as you do there.
Yep, because she's got to be in line with the law. Yep.
She does not want to do a thing wrong.
Yep.
She wouldn't even be rude in a virtual life.
Right.
She would just be so racked with guilt. She's just too lovely. She's incapable.
There you go. My mum played like Forza on my wheel, and she was going about 60 kilometers an hour.
VR Forza?
No. Just on the wheel. And I said, put your
yes.
foot down. And she was stuck behind somebody and she couldn't figure out how to get around them. It was quite funny.
She wasn't just going for it. She was just being very polite, not wanting to make too much
Knows
contact.
that if she goes for it, she's going to fly off the road because that's what happens. I watched a movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What'd you watch?
I watched a Keanu Reeves documentary called Replicas. Have you seen it?
No.
It's not a documentary. And in the documentary, the idea is that you can download brains. We're downloading brains.
Yeah, that's where we're heading. Surely. Keanu, yes.
And it's really easy. You haven't seen this movie.
No.
It's really easy to download a brain in this near future.
Is it?
You just pop a hat on and they stab you in the eye with a little metal thing. Not in the middle of your eye. Right in the right on the far side closest to your nose.
Oh, the inner bit, the bit that gets really itchy.
Yeah, the bit where you might get some sleep in the morning. Bit of sleep build up. Right.
Ooh, okay. Tender.
So they shoot you in there with there, and then it basically connects to your cerebral cortex or some shit, and then they just go and it downloads. Now they've got it. You got your digital self in a thing.
Yeah.
And Keano is like the best doctor in the world at doing this stuff. He's the man.
Oh, so he's Father Cyborg.
Exactly.
Yes.
And they're bringing a dead soldier and they're trying to pop his brain in a robot.
Wait, Keanu's brain?
No. This dead soldier.
This dead soldier.
They bring in a dead soldier. They go, we got a donor. A donor's arrived. Bring him in. Right,
Yep.
Chuck his head. Do the thing to him. So they put the hat on him, stab him in the eye, download his brain. So now they've got his brain. And then they go, cool, upload it to the synthetic brain.
Yes.
Which is just all wires and shit, Just
nothing biological about it.
Yeah, your classic iRobot. And his little brain lights up and Keanu Reeves is doing this weird virtual reality, mixed reality thing with a headset on of his own that he's just flicking graphs around and shit, like Minority Report.
Yeah.
Flicking graphs around with his hands. Look pretty dumb to me. And then they upload the brain to this robot and he comes to life and he says, Sergeant Jonas, you're back. Like, nice. Hey, man, what's up? And he sort of just starts struggling with the question of, what the fuck am I? Who am I? And he's looking down at his robot hands and he's like, no, Sergeant, you're totally fine. And he's like, I'm a fucking robot. Freaking out. Punches himself in the face a few times and smashes his head up. So mission failed. Soz. It didn't take. This is the start of the movie. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay. So he's rejecting mentally.
Exactly.
He just can't come to grips with it. Okay. All right.
Yeah, he doesn't know who he is. He's struggling to figure out what he is. He thinks he's been fucked with, basically.
Did he consent to being uploaded into a robot?
Great question. I think that's an important question as well, because if they were, then maybe their consciousness would be more willing to accept this reality if they knew it was a potential reality. But this is the first of its kind. It's never been done before.
Okay.
They've had a couple of test subjects in the past by the sound of things, and this was like they thought they were going to have a pretty good shot here, but it didn't work. Right? See you later. Holiday break time. Christmas break. Have a great holiday, everybody. Right? Keanu Reeves is taking his family on holiday. We're going to go fucking boating. He's got 3.
Oh, I see what's going to happen.
He's got 3 kids. All right, yeah, you tell me. What's going to happen? Tell me.
There's going to be a boating accident.
Right.
Keanu's going to come back as a robot.
Close.
Yeah, okay.
They're going to go on the boating trip. It's fucking stormy on the roads. Keanu can't see shit, but he's driving still. He's still going for it. It's a bit stormy. They have a near miss with a truck.
Okay.
They nearly all fucking cark it right there. But it doesn't matter because 500 meters down the road, guess what? Branch falls off and stabs his wife through the guts, and he crashes the car, and everyone's dead except for Keanu.
Oh no!
So he calls up his mate at work and goes, "Hey man, I need you to bring
Big
some
job.
gear.
Big
I need you
job.
to bring some gear down to the lake, right? Lots of gear. Bring all the gear." So his mate rocks up, goes, what the fuck happened? He's like, yeah, everyone's dead. Whole family's dead. So I need that experimental cloning stuff that we haven't talked about in this movie yet. Because I can download their brains, Keanu's saying.
Oh, but we need some bio.
But I need my whole wife back and my kids, right?
I need a warm pussy.
Jesus. Nah. So his wife's dead on the fucking floor. He's like, yeah, can't have that. So anyway, he gets the gear, downloads the brains, I'm guessing, and
how many
then
kids
the
does he
guy's
have?
like, what? He's got 3 kids.
3 kids.
So we got a cohort of 5 total, including Keanu.
Yes.
Yeah, wife and 3 kids, 2 daughters and a son. Not that it matters.
Yeah.
And they're all dead, so it doesn't. Yeah. Anyway, so his mate from work is just, bro, what have you done, man? Why are you bringing me into this? We need to call the cops. Fuck this shit. He's like, nah, man, I got a plan. Get those cloning tubes. You know the cloning tubes? He says, yeah, I know the cloning tubes. Get them. See you at my place. Right?
Okay.
Get to the house. Get the cloning stuff going. He says, yeah, it's going to take a few weeks for them to grow into their selves. Right?
But they're growing not from embryos, right?
They are. They are. They're going to grow from embryos.
It's going to take a couple of weeks.
Yeah, because but they're going to come out just like they were yesterday. They're going to come out exactly the same as their age.
All right. I suppose so. You have to suspend disbelief when you're cloning humans. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so they're going to do a full current clone.
And they're going to do a download. Wait, a clone and a download? Or
a clone and a download.
Yeah.
Doing both, right?
Yeah.
So I haven't mentioned this yet, but Keanu's getting some serious pressures at work from these test subjects just constantly fucking up, and they're going to pull the funding out. So he's like, fuck, shit, fuck. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So the cloning's happening. The bodies are growing, right? See you in a few weeks kind of thing. But all of the kids' friends and stuff are like texting them going, bro, what's up? Like, why haven't you responded to any of my messages? Are you okay? Kind of thing. The wife hasn't showed up to work for 5 days.
Yeah.
All this sort of stuff. All people are asking questions.
Yeah, they got lives, yes.
And the school teacher ends up coming out to the house, and Keanu has to sell her. Keanu's friend sells her a story that they've gone to stay with their grandparents who are also dead. It doesn't matter. By the way, Keanu gets his mate, who's just this young kid who works at the office on some project stuff. He goes, you have to. He keeps like asking him to do shit that is bullshit to do, just the most immoral shit ever. You know, hey man, get all the gear, no questions.
Yeah, so this is his workmate, the cloning guy. Yeah,
he's a young guy. Hey man, here's my dead family. Don't tell anybody. We're going to download their heads and clone them, and then don't tell anybody, right? So
really dragging him into it.
And the next day he goes, I really need you to dispose of the bodies. He's like,
oh no.
And he's like, what? Why? He said, I can't. I just can't do it, Keanu. I don't want to do it. So the guy's like, all right, fuck. Like, he's getting really annoyed at this point. He's like, bro, I'm just doing all the work. You're doing nothing. Right.
I'm doing all the heavy lifting in this situation, mate.
So
I've got a dead family. Help me out.
We have our first problem, though.
The first problem? His whole family's dead.
We've only got 4 pods for cloning. No, sorry, 3 pods for cloning. So he can't bring them all back.
Yes.
He has to leave out one of the kids. The wife's off the table. She's coming back.
Yeah, he needs that.
He's not going to be a solo parent. He wants that. I
didn't say anything.
Yeah, well, sweet. Okay, so he wants a loving partner back in his life, a supportive partner who's going to help him take care of the kids.
Sweet partner relationship.
Partner in a relationship, and also he needs her to go to work because she's successful in her own field. So
she probably he needs a hot dinner and the dishes cooked, cleaned.
Jesus Christ. Got any others? Does she need to do some sewing as well? Fuck me dead. Look, she can do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
And then...
well, he's got 2 girls and a boy. Without knowing them at all, the obvious choice is to go for a girl and a boy, isn't it?
So, yeah, well, he doesn't do that. He pops all the names in a hat.
Oh, that's very democratic. Wait, that's
Not all the names. Remember, wife's off the table.
Yes.
She's not involved in the random pick a kid to die hat.
No.
Right? Or pick a kid to not live vibe. Right?
Yeah.
So gets his mate from work over again. And he goes, what do you need me to do this time? He says, I need you to pick a name.
Oh, shit.
And the guy's like, I'm not picking a name. You want your family back. You pick the fucking name. Jerk face. Right? Storms out. And Keanu picks out a name. And it's his youngest daughter. And he just thinks of the world of her. And she loves him. And he's going to bin her. So he bins her.
Oh, she got binned. I thought the first. This is the one that didn't make it. Oh,
this is the one that doesn't make it.
And and he kept to his promise by pulling out the name. He didn't make a second. He didn't make a late change.
He didn't go. Oh no, I'll pick again.
All right,
so he ends up having the eldest daughter and the son in the tubes with the mum in the tubes as well. Pop them all in the tubes. We only got 3 tubes. Soz.
Funding only allows for 3 tubes.
Anyway. I'm spending a lot of time on this, but I don't mean to. They bring him back to life. They're all back, right? He's been drugging him up with sedatives and keeping him asleep, and then he finally brings him back, and it's just like normal. They've woken up. They're having pancakes. Do you know why it's normal though?
Do they not have any recollection? What do they remember up until?
Well, they remember up until the boating trip, but Keanu's fucking VR'd graphed his daughter's memories out of their brains.
Ah.
He deleted the youngest kid from their brains.
That's very technical.
And immoral.
So does
he
just want to go on? Yeah, I was going to say.
It doesn't work as well because because
do they start getting weird?
I mean in the sense that like
what about reality? What about all the other people that are just like, hey, yeah, there was another one. And they're just going,
exactly.
No, there wasn't.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, he's just going, shut the fuck up. And now, what, you killed your kid or something? What the fuck's going on here? Where's your other kid? We never had another kid. Okay, you're acting shady now. You did have another kid. She was here last week, right? So they didn't think about that in the script, but it doesn't matter. It would have ruined the dramatic nature of him only bringing back 2 of his kids out of the 3. So they had to keep that. I don't know. Fuck it.
These Hollywood writers.
Yeah. Suspending disbelief again. So brings them back. They're all happy, happening. But the old mate at work, right?
Oh, he will be filthy.
He's going, what are you doing, bro? Like, you're killing me here. Like, none of your test subjects are working. So Keanu hatches this plan to make himself the next test subject. To take his own consciousness and chuck it in the robot.
Why does he want to do that? That seems...
To prove that it works, because he's getting his funding all fucked with, remember? He's trying to prove his life's
He's at the
work.
end of his tether now. Yeah. He's like, all right, let's do the whole body-to-robot transition.
And he's in an experimental kind of mood.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
So he chucks
After all these failed experiments, he's like, I'm all in with this one. I'm putting my name on the line.
Well, his reasoning is that he'll be able to ask himself if he's there and be fully aware of what's going on instead of being... knowing that this guy could freak out. He's like, I don't think I will freak out. I think I'll be cool with this. So put me in, coach.
Yeah.
The wife starts getting weird fucking moments where she starts to remember shit or she starts to have other memories or something and she confronts him about it at the worst possible time because he's doing a brain upload on his daughter at the time and she's going, what the fuck is all this shit? And he's like, I'm just helping her sleep, babe. And she doesn't buy it. And he tells her, you all died in a car crash.
Wow. The truth shall set you free.
And no one will have to know. We don't have to tell the kids. Just, I'm trusting you. Don't tell them. And she said, you're a fucking cunt, basically. You're a jerk. I hate you. I hate you a lot. You
killed my whole family.
Well, then you brought me back, but...
as like some kind of...
He asked her the question, what would you do if you were me? You had the power to fix this. Would you have fixed it? And that's a good question, right? Would you have done the same thing? And I don't know what her answer is. She probably goes, you're a monster or whatever. But anyway, he finds out that the tech company that he works for are not in biomedicine. They're in experimental weapons. They're a black project, right? So dude who's been pressing him, saying, "Hey, you're going to get your funding cut," is actually like shady, super businessman making weapons. He wants to put a hacker inside a virus. That's how he put it. He wants to put a pilot's brain into 1,000 drones. Like, this is what he's saying. This is what he thinks the technology could be used.
He's part of the sinister military-industrial complex.
Correct. So Keanu tells his wife, "Dude, we're fucked. He's coming after us. He wants you dead. He wants all three of you dead. You're a threat. You're a threat to the business." Right?
Luckily, he's also Neo. He moonlights as Neo and John Wick.
He looked pretty old in this movie. I mean, I don't think it's that old, but he didn't look in peak Neo condition.
Okay.
So they hatch a plan to download fucking his head. So basically he gets into a situation where he's dying, the old mate, and Keanu goes, "Dude, I can save you if you let me and my family go. I'll save you."
Oh, the military-industrial complex guy.
Yeah, he's like, "I'll save you."
He's dying, so he's like, "I'll put you in a robot." Mate, got the perfect thing. It's never worked yet, but maybe this time. Fingers crossed.
No, they're going to clone him. They're going to pop him in a tube. They're going to tube that guy because they want him to play ball with them, so that they don't fuck with him.
Yeah, okay.
And to ruin the ending and thus the whole movie,
spoiler alert.
Keanu's like, oh no, the whole thing was a spoiler warning. But Keanu is the robot version of Keanu now. He's in his blue robot man role. He's told other Keanu, "You take care of the kids. I've got this. I'll take this hit." Remember, this is Keanu's consciousness inside another robot. Yeah, he's saying, "You take care of the kids. I've got this. Okay. I'll take over as take over as VR brain guy who will run the company with old mate. But you have to take care of the kids." And that's him saying that. You have to remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's stuck inside a robot head and he knows it. Well, he's stuck inside a robot body. So, cool movie. I give it 2 stars out of fucking 50. But I kind of sped ran the last sort of half of the movie, so I probably fucked up a fair bit there. But look, it was okay. It was actually okay.
That sounds cool. Sounds cool.
But I thought it was cool because we've talked about that concept in the past. We talked about downloading brains. Turns out it's really easy. You just need a head thing with a needle in it and then you just need something like an interface that looks like it's downloading something at a reasonable pace because we can't be here all day. So a couple of minutes, max, you're looking at a brain scan and then upload it into the robot. So question is...
Simples.
Question is, do you want to come back? If they said, "Look, this is available. You can get your brain downloaded and chuck it in a robot." Are you down?
It's complex. No, not yet.
No,
not yet. So I don't want to be the first one.
No, you're not. You're not going to be the first one.
Yeah,
you're definitely not going to be the first one.
I need to see some proof of concept.
But what do you see as the benefits, if any?
What, living forever?
Yep. In what capacity? You got robot arms. You got robot legs. You got a robot body. You got a robot brain.
The machine experience might be very similar to the human experience.
Might be better.
It might be. One thing I'm really enjoying, though, is yoga. And that's one thing you wouldn't be able to get being a robot because you've already kind of got full range of motion and you don't have any...
Maybe it's better when you're a robot because it's just the mind doing its jam.
Oh, just purely, there's no physical body to worry about but that's kind of the good bit, isn't it? I don't know. It's complex. I've never really experienced anything else.
Yeah,
I've never been a computer.
Isn't it? That's the problem, isn't it?
Maybe I'll start with just a bionic arm.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I did see some pretty cool bionic arm tech the other day. Like there was an amputee who had the bionic arm on and it was very cool looking. She was controlling the fingers and, I like that stuff. Amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool. There's the scientists, the things they do, right?
Yeah. When they're not busy, doing dumb shit.
They've done some more dumb shit.
They're always doing dumb shit.
But you might like it. Sometimes you like it.
It depends. Depends what the white coats are up to.
So what do you think about this one? Okay, we've got scientists developed the world's first transistor made of wood. So they got modulation.
That we know of.
Well, this is the article claims scientists developed the world's first transistor made of wood.
Right.
modulation of an electrical current in a wood-based electrochemical transmitter. A team of researchers from someplace, can't pronounce that.
Come on, man.
Linköping University and the KTH Royal Institute of Technology have created the world's first transistor made from wood. Their findings, published in the Journal of PNAS, open up new opportunities for the advancement. PNAS. New opportunities. Penis. Yeah, well, that's how the cool kids say it.
Yeah.
For the advancement of wood-based electronics and the control of electronic plants. Have you ever heard of wood-based electronics?
I've never heard of wood-based electronics. I thought they were not great with electronics. That's what was my understanding, which, obviously needs to be rethought, right?
So I hear transistors are pretty important, right?
So is wood.
Wood was like the original OG, and then transistors came along and just sort of changed the game. And now what we've done is we have melded wood and transistors.
Yeah, but what's the application of this? What are they talking about?
So
this is my problem with the coats usually, is that what are we doing? Do we need an alternative? Are we running out of the stuff that we make transistors out of? We got a problem with that?
You got to think big picture on this. It's a bit like the Barbie Jeep. We didn't know what we were going to do with it when we created it. And then you have this awesome thing of drunk guys riding down hills in Barbie Jeeps.
Right, so what do you think the drunk guys riding down Barbie Jeeps equivalent of the wood transistor is? Where are we going with this?
We might not know yet. So you'll enjoy the frankness of the scientist. He said, we didn't create the wood transistor with any specific application in mind.
Great.
We did it because we could.
Okay.
This is basic research showing that it's possible.
Yep.
We hope it will inspire further research that can lead to applications in the future.
We're not going to talk about what those potential great applications are at this point in time.
This is the first wood-based transmitter. This is the first one. They don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, no,
it's a new frontier.
Yeah.
Possible applications could include regulating electronic plants, which is another strong research area.
The hell is an electronic plant?
University.
What the fuck is an electronic plant?
Mate, we got edible batteries. Now we've got
electrical plants. But what do they do?
No one knows.
Well, this is electricity, or do they use electricity? Because if they're using electricity, we got a problem, because nature now is more of a drain on our electrical grid. It's keeping the trees going. You don't need to water them. What? Don't need to water them. What? The trees? No, they don't need any water anymore. You just got to give them some juice. Plug it in to this wall socket over here. I'll give it 240 volts straight to the stem.
Well, it's a strong research area.
What the fuck is an electrical plant, dude? I'm struggling here.
Well, go to Linköping University and look up their electronic plants.
Oh, are they just little garden?
It's a strong research area. I don't know. And then what else have we got here?
Dude, if you type in electrical plants, you get power plants.
Well, I reckon that's pretty badass. And we might look back on this day in history when they made the first wood transistor.
Yeah, and electrical
and
tobacco.
This was the start of a great thing.
Yeah, we want to electrify the plants. I mean, surely. Which plant produces the most electricity? Right? That's a good question, right? Is it a big tree? Is it a little leaf that produces the most electricity? You know what it is? It's nuclear power plants. Nuclear power plants.
Here we go. So if you go to Linköping University, they have an electronic plants tab. Yeah. Integrating electronics in plants for biohybrid systems, plant optimization and monitoring. Yeah, who knows what they do? But that's just the update.
Yeah, but are they talking about plants?
Yeah.
Storing energy in plants with electronic roots. Oh my God. Guys, got real problems.
Okay, here's another useless thing that they've done.
Yeah.
You can be the judge of whether it is useless or not.
Yeah.
Google Mars has had a buff.
Did it?
Yeah, big buff.
What is it using now as its
I'll send you the link. You can have a look at it.
What's the repository? What's been taking photos of Mars?
An orbiter. I've just popped it in episodes.
Okay.
I'll tell you a bit about it. So it's a 5.7 terapixel image of Mars. It offers a 20-fold increase in resolution compared to the previous highest resolution global image of Mars. So you can see a resolution of 5 meters per pixel.
That's pretty impressive.
The image has been created by merging 110,000 individual images taken by the context camera aboard NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, and it covers 99.5% of Mars's surface.
It's fascinating.
So does this have any use?
Absolutely.
They have released it to the public so the public can,
Absolutely, this has use, man. This is your first glimpse of the new world. If you had a map of Australia in the 16th century, this is what it would feel like.
Don't you think the wood transistor could be a glimpse at a new world?
Yeah, we might need them on Mars once we get plants up there.
We might.
Yeah.
Need to electrify that shit. So it's freely
wood
available
is good because
to the public.
you can grow wood. You can grow trees. We can infinitely create trees. We can't infinitely create metal.
No. They're genetically enhancing rice to be able to grow in the Mars soil and the Mars atmospheric conditions. That's one of the things that the scientists are doing at the moment.
Fantastic.
So
this is great. This Mars thing's great.
Yeah, you can click on the Valles Marinaris with the biggest trench. I think it's 2 or 3 times deeper than the Marinaris trench in Earth. What's that one? The biggest trench.
All right, so the Mariana Trench.
Mariana Trench. They got very similar names, which I find weird. The Mars Trench
kind of makes sense. So are we looking at an ancient ocean here, an ancient Martian ocean? Are we looking at that? Is that what we're looking at there?
Potentially.
Well, okay.
Because the Jethro crater, where the what's the Mars rover Curiosity that is in the Jethro crater? You can click on that Mars link. They'll take you there, and you can see the path that the rover has gone.
Oh, Curiosity.
Curiosity, sorry. That's an ancient lake bed. That's what they believe that to be.
Yeah, and you can see if you're just looking, purely based off what I'm seeing here, similar to Google Earth, you can definitely see something that resembles river streams and stuff in the topography. So, yeah.
And curiously, Olympus Mons is the biggest mountain in the solar system.
Mount Olympus. It's where the gods lived.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Fantastic.
And so you can click on that, check that out. So the image took 6 years and tens of thousands of hours of labor to build. If it was printed out at 300 dpi, which is the standard printing resolution, the image could be used as a sunshade for the Rose Bowl and a significant chunk of the Rose Bowl's parking lot. I think that's a college football stadium.
Yeah, it's a big one. There are big games there.
And so the goal is to lower the barriers for people who are interested in exploring Mars. Being yourself, myself.
Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, I might not have the chance to go there IRL.
Who knows? Maybe.
Mount Olympus looks pretty badass though.
There's actually heaps of cool space stuff at the moment. So the old Juice probe.
Yeah.
You know about that one? What's that up to? Have you heard anything about that?
It's doing like the ice moons of Jupiter, right? Is it? What's it up to now?
It's slingshotting around for 6 years before it starts its journey.
Yep, still. Fucking hell.
But it's got a stuck antenna.
What?
It's got a 16-meter antenna that's jammed in its mounting bracket. It hasn't been able to deploy.
Mounting bracket. That sounds important.
Well, the mounting bracket isn't that important, but it's jammed in it, so it can't unfurl.
We've prepared for this contingency, right?
Well, they've got a few things they can try, but at the moment, all the other instruments seem to be operating fine. But this one is the one that's to penetrate the icy surface of the Jupiter moons using radar. This is the one that's supposed to be seeking signs of habitable conditions in the waters beneath. So, I mean, I'll be spewing if they can't get that one going. You can't send up a crew to do running repairs. Maybe they can intercept it on one of the Perth flybys.
Oh, right, and fix it up and then send it.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, well, hope the antenna fixes itself.
And then there's... Excuse me, Nottingham. Excuse me. He thinks everything's about him. He gets upset if someone is on his lawn. That is not your lawn, love.
It belongs to the council.
Yeah. So what's
you got to teach him about where the nature strip is, and that's not a euphemism. That's a area next to your verge.
What's this? This drone strike or something that happened near Putin's palace?
Well, it wasn't Putin's palace; it was the Kremlin.
The Kremlin.
It was their parliament.
Parliament.
If you watch the footage, it was just like something exploded on the roof, I think.
Okay, so what's going on there? Do you think?
I know no one's put their hand up and said that was me.
No.
I know people are throwing out, hey, was this you? And they've gone,
no,
it's
a lot
not
of that.
us.
Yeah, there's a lot of pointing the finger.
Yeah, well, that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine if it happened anywhere else?
I know, right?
We'd be asking questions. We'd be wanting to know. Bro, was that you? Because, bro. Yeah. No, the short answer is I don't know.
Yeah. I wonder. I do wonder if there'll be retaliation for something like that.
Yeah. Well, who knows? There's both sides have their own story, I imagine. We're not privy to their story, but I think it's something along the lines of, I don't know. Their story is probably America or Ukraine did it, and everyone else is saying no one's owning up.
It was Star Wars Day recently as well.
It's weird of you to point that out to me, but yes, it was May the 4th.
The reason I pointed out is I hear Carrie Fisher is getting a Hollywood star.
Yeah, and Mark Hamill, both of them. I got theirs on May the 4th. Only Carrie Fisher's dead. Mark Hamill's alive.
Oh,
so yeah, posthumously. Yep.
Yeah. So they both got it at the same time, both this year?
On May the 4th. Yeah.
I didn't hear about Mark Hamill getting it.
I think he did. But who cares?
Oh, well, I mean, apparently there's 200.
I'm a big Star Wars nerd, but the Walk of Fame, I mean, you think she cares? Is it an honor? Is it meant to be an honor?
But isn't this all the actors get it? Don't they all get excited about this stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, don't they want...
I think there was a bit of a meme last year of Courtney Cox, I think it was, going down and cleaning her star on the Walk of Fame. Like, get the Windex out. I don't know. Spray it. Fucking hell.
I don't understand these actors. I mean, it's recognition.
They're very important. They're very important people.
Are they?
Well, apparently. I'm not a big fan of the whole paparazzi treatment. I always like to apply it. Imagine if it was school teachers. School teachers were hounded by paparazzi on the reg. Celebrities, no. They got to live their private lives. They're totally fine. All the celebrities, they're fine. But school teachers, paparazzi follow them to and from school. They go out for drinks on a Friday, following them, snap, photographs, all salacious stories, lies, truths, all the in-betweens, all this scrutiny, scrutiny. They'd be going, fuck off outside the school, because there's a media pack just waiting for them because they want to get a comment on yesterday's maths assignment or some shit. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Just think about it applied to any other profession and it's dumb. Like, it's real bad.
Yeah, but if the teachers were getting paid millions of dollars a term.
They should be. They absolutely should be.
No, but that changes things.
Does it?
Because
you think it's just about the money. It's not. It's about the celebrity. It's about the status. It's not about the money.
No, definitely. But people, if being a school teacher got you all that attention, some people wouldn't want to be a school teacher.
Yeah. Just like how some people don't really want to be celebrities. After they become celebrities, they go, geez, I'd give anything.
After they become a celebrity,
yeah, but
yes.
I'd give anything to be able to just be anonymous, walk down the street, have a normal day, or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I was, if it's Robert Downey Jr., right, and he's going, God, I'm so sick of these paparazzi following me. And I hate being a celebrity. It's just this is the worst shit ever. And then just gets into a $150 million car or some shit and goes, and then screams off. I mean, they're going to take photos of that. They're definitely going to take photos of that.
Did you see the Met Gala? Have you heard of?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Well, it's just, it's pageantry. It's the same as, I think it's the same as the KC3, just American version. So you get your celebrities down. I think it's a bit of a fashion thing. People roll out some pretty audacious outfits.
Don't they just?
Well, yeah, but that's the point, right? That's the point.
Yeah, I couldn't figure. I didn't know what it was. I didn't even know what it was.
But it's the same as like Fashion Week. If they rock up to Fashion Week, and if you don't have a hat that's 7 feet tall, you're doing it wrong or something like that. I don't know how it works.
So what are they getting? What is the Met Gala? What are they getting together for? No, so you just have to look like badass.
Well, it's
because there is some crazy stuff. Who's Lil Nas?
Well, he's a rapper, right?
Is he?
Well, yeah, I think so.
No idea.
I think so.
Check out what he was wearing.
Oh man,
he was sparkling in silver body paint.
Okay, yeah, people are rocking up to this thing dressed in crazy stuff. But I used to watch America's Next Top Model. I used to watch Project Runway, make some weird clothes. I love that stuff. That's all good stuff. I'm down. I'm down for all that. Bit of face-off, creature makeup. I love these shows. But the Met Gala is a charity event that is considered a fundraiser for the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute. So that's why they're getting all funked up, because it's a costume institute, artsy costume institute.
Oh, okay.
It has traditionally been time to mark the opening of its annual fashion exhibition. Year after year, the event raises 8-figure sums. What are we talking there? 10 million and above. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that makes more sense because I was seeing some of these outfits.
Contribution of $50,000 per seat to enter the gala. To enter, you need 50 G's, baby.
Who's Ice Spice?
I don't know, man.
Ice Spice, the hottest rising star in music, was making her Met Gala debut this year.
Mm-hmm.
So she understandably wanted to remember every moment.
Dude, the actual price of the Met Gala has just gone up significantly, my friend. It was $35,000 last year. It was $35,000 the year before. Remember, it's $50,000 this year to get in at tickets. It's $50,000.
It's popped up inflation.
Right. $35,000. Now, 2020, cancelled. So NA. Year before that, $35,000. Year before that, 30. Year before that, 30. And then if you go back to 2013, it was only 15 G's.
Fuck, it's an absolute cash grab at the moment, isn't it?
There's a whole bunch of years omitted from the research, but it picks up again in 1998. So from 1998 to 2013, we've got a bit of a Jesus adolescence period here. We don't actually know what happened, but it went from $2,000 in 1998 to $15,000 in 2013. And the lowest price on record is a ticket price of $100, and that would have got you a ticket to the Met Gala on December 12th, 1973.
$100. What a bargain. What a bargain. But it's $100 in 73. It was probably like close to a deal.
You've got to have something to wear. It's going to cost some money.
Oh, so you don't have to be a celeb to turn up and wear something. Maybe they're just taking photos of the celebrities on the way in.
It's a charity event. Yeah, you'd go. It's a charity event. Yeah.
Yeah, wild. Okay, well, they've got a lot of money. 50G for a ticket.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to know who the co-chairs were this year?
Yeah, I won't know who they are. Or will I? Do you think I will?
Anna Wintour. She's a British journalist, editor-in-chief of Vogue since 1988. So she's a big deal. Dua Lipa. She's a songwriter.
Yeah, she's good.
Michael Cole.
Dua Lipa was
Cole.
a co-chair.
Yeah. Penelope Cruz and Roger Federer.
Oh, Federer. Okay.
Federer's involved somehow. Yeah.
What's so you hear Tassie's getting its own AFL team?
That's pretty exciting.
It's very exciting.
And I think we can all but say for sure that they're going to be called the Tasmanian Devils. Is that right?
It's too close to the Melbourne Demons.
I don't think so. Demons and Devils aren't the same thing. We can do that.
I don't know.
We're the Devils.
And
the Devils. Come on, man. That'd be sick.
I reckon it might also be too obvious.
Yeah. What would you call them?
Oh, fuck. I don't know what's synonymous with Tasmania.
Exactly.
The Highlanders or something like that. Something generic. What about the Tasmanian First Cousins?
Oh, that's bad.
Well, we went with the Gold Coast Suns. Maybe we need to go bigger.
Right. Bigger than the sun.
Bigger than the sun. The Tasmanian supermassive black holes.
Right. But you got to remember that after the Suns came the Giants. And they're smaller than the sun.
Yeah, but I like the planetary thing. Maybe we could even go small and...
Oh, the nuclei and get...
Yeah, the Tasmanian Higgs boson particles.
Yeah, there's got to be some midpoint somewhere there. But it's going to be Tasmanian Devils, right? 100%. Lock it in.
You're locking it in. Okay.
I'm
you
locking
lock that
it in.
I'll lock in the other, something else.
Holes?
The Tasmanian gravitational waves. Maybe get really weird with it. So like they're kind of like, wait, is that a physical? Like, what is that? What am I dealing with here?
Aren't there teams like in America called like the Galaxy or something? That's a pretty good name. I don't think you're going to get much bigger than the Galaxy, unless you go in
the universe.
Yeah, well, multiple galaxies, many galaxies.
The Tasmanian multi-universe.
Yeah.
Who's going to win a premiership first? Fremantle?
Okay. Yep.
Or Suns. The Tasmanian Devils?
Suns, Giants, or
Yeah, let's go with all the teams that haven't won one yet. Okay, that's fair.
I'm gonna lock it in, and I'm super sorry for saying this. When do they come into the comp?
2027.
Eagles only took like 5 years to get to a grand final. Let's say, I'll go with the Devils. I'm all in on the Tassie Devils.
Yeah.
It's a pretty bad time for me because I could be up for a team switch. I'm not having a great time at the moment. I'm not having a great time at the moment.
At a low. Yeah, the absolute low. They bring in a new team. Your team's on the bottom of the ladder.
I'm all in. If it's the Devils, let's go.
They're going to be my second team.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going straight to number 2.
Oh, straight to number 2.
Yeah.
I think they'll go to a lot of people's number 2s.
Yeah.
Because it's got a bit of buzz to it. I don't know why Gold Coast didn't have the same buzz for me. I don't know. It probably did.
I always like the new teams. I always love the new teams. I love the Suns. Yeah. Actually, I didn't like the Giants as much. I didn't like the Giants
songs,
as much.
Though. Giant song's good.
Is it?
Oh, it's very good. I think it was written by that bloke from the Cat Empire, or it was written by the Cat Empire. But it's a really cracking
I can't even remember it. I'll check it out.
Yeah, you'll have to.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Speaking of AFL, can we go there?
Yeah.
The AFL video game came out.
Really? What's it called?
AFL 23.
Okay.
And it's being
on the computer.
And on Xbox and PlayStation 5 and all the rest, right?
Yeah.
But it's getting panned a lot by the users.
What's that mean?
Saying, well, it's not good enough.
Oh.
You guys are scumbags.
But isn't that kind of the AFL games want that kind of that? They've always been a little bit shitty, haven't they?
I agree. And I'm here for the trash. Like, I'm here for all the bad bits and the repetitive commentary and all that sort of stuff. I'm all up for that. I want a few glitches. Yeah, I'm not looking at any of that. People were saying the game was crashing a lot. I haven't really seen that yet.
That's not ideal, is it? That's not what you want.
Nah, but I haven't seen that yet, so they can get stuffed. But look, the game's not great in its current state, but they'll fix it. But some of the character models are laughable.
Yeah?
So bad, laughable. Oh, actually, what I might do is get a few pictures of them in the game and I'll test you maybe next week.
Yeah, okay.
I'll load up the photo so that you can see them, and I'll say, "Who's this?" And actually,
have a crack. Yeah.
Because I was meant to do that before because my brother actually said, what you should do is get some of these character models and like exactly what I said, just send them up and see if Nate can pick them because some of them were really bad.
Yeah, if I can't pick them, then they're not very good. And I mean,
I haven't done the prep, so we'll come back to that.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, some other space news very quickly.
Yeah, what do you got?
We have caught for the first time. There's a lot of firsts. These are the things that get reported on.
They love it. They love a good first.
It's a star exploding and it engulfing another planet.
Right. Well, what did we have last week? Didn't we have 2 galaxies colliding or something? We had a photo of that.
Yeah.
And it created a light that was, 100 billion times brighter than the sun or some shit. What do we got this time? We got a star exploding, and engulfing a planet.
Yes, and they've detected it. I don't know how they do it. Apparently, it's 12,000 light years away.
Have we got? And what have we got? Picture of it or some shit?
There's no picture of it. It's just they've been analysing the light that they detected. They detected about 2 years ago.
Right.
But they've been trying to figure out what it was, and they've concluded that it must have been a star exploding and engulfing a planet, which is the ultimate fate of Earth. That's why it's quite interesting. So in 4 to 5 billion years. Yes. It's a bit grim.
Right. Yeah, but
we do have 4 billion years.
There is no escaping the cold death of the universe. So,
well, it's going to be a hot death of the planet first. Then the cold death of the universe.
Right. So that is pretty grim.
Trillions of years later.
I like how you have to stipulate that. Like anyone's like, when? Oh, thank God. Way far away.
So apparently, as our star or as a star runs out of fuel, it billows out to 1 million times its original size, engulfing any matter and planets in its wake. So scientists have observed hints of stars before and after consuming entire planets, but they've never caught one in the act until now. It's not very exciting.
It's just something we've known about. That happened. It's just something we've known about, and they go, "Look, we've never detected this before. We got it.
We got it.
Show us the picture." We don't have the picture. We're working on electronic plants though. So,
but just believe us.
Chill.
We've caught it.
Yeah, we got it.
We did it.
Yeah.
It's pretty grim. And there's a documentary I want you to watch on Netflix called Last Breath.
All right, I'm in.
Anyone listening needs to listen to it because I don't want to give you any spoilers. We'll chat about it next week.
Great. Okay. Yeah, that's good homework. All right. Make sure I write that down.
I'll try and remind you during the week.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, God save the king, huh?
And do you want a moon habitation update?
We've done the wheelbarrow? Is the wheelbarrow done?
Yeah, look, they're analysing the data they took last week on that. And then, in a couple of months, they'll probably revise it. They'll send up another one. Check that out. But it's more about China. They're planning to land astronauts on the moon by 2030.
That's a good aim.
There's a bit of wiggle room.
Right?
Yeah,
is that realistic?
So.
Yeah, that's realistic.
Yeah, looking at putting boots on the moon in the next 7 years.
Yeah, I think if you asked me 2 years ago, I would have said we'd have boots on in maybe this year or next.
Well, we're putting boots on the moon. When I say we.
Not me and you.
Not us, not our country.
We haven't, no, we're not putting any
The one
boots.
that we aspire to be.
Right.
They're putting boots on, next year? So Artemis 3.
No. Come on. They don't have a date for that. They don't have a date for the boots on the moon. Well,
they have a date for Artemis 3. It's a loose date. It's planned for the December 2025. So that's Artemis 3 boots on the moon. No, so China's trying to get boots on the moon within 7 years. Bit late to the party.
I've got a hot predict for you.
Okay.
If we're talking about future stuff.
Yeah.
I predict that this podcast will outlast KC3.
I like that because that's all within our control. We know he's going to cark it unless Keanu Reeves comes along, puts
Downloads
his body
brain
in a robot,
chucks it in.
Then we're in trouble because then we have to do
then.
something similar and continue doing it indefinitely.
Yeah. Well, just get longer than him. Yeah. Until his batteries run out.
Do you reckon we're still going to be doing the podcast when China has a permanent moon base?
Yeah.
Well, that's good because they're planning to construct something in the 2030s because obviously they're not going to have boots on the moon till 2030, so they can't build anything.
True.
They want to call it the International Lunar Research Station.
Great.
And they're looking for partners. So I was thinking maybe we could be their partners.
Right, yes. Give them a buzz. See what they say.
The first step in this ambitious project includes robotic missions to the lunar South Pole to test using 3D printing tech to create Lego-like bricks from lunar soil.
Cool.
I was reading about this a few weeks ago, actually. Apparently it's called like a super mason or something like that.
Great.
Just find it. It looks
and it
like...
makes moon bricks.
It does. It's a robotic mason that's flying to the moon on Chang'e 8's mission, which is scheduled to land 2028. And its robot prototype is called a super mason, and it puts printed blocks together like Lego pieces to build habitation.
Fantastic.
And it looks like a 6-legged insect-like robot.
Great.
So they're sending that up to the South Pole.
That's great. Start building.
And then, where was I? I had this up before. So they're trying to build some kind of, because you want to build it out of things that are up there already.
Yeah, you don't want to haul up materials.
You don't want to haul up bricks.
Yeah, no. Too much. Too busy.
But then you
Plus,
also
we
don't...
launch them up, they can get started straight away.
Yeah, you put them on there and you say, go for it. Go for it, Super Mason. Yep. Do what we told you to do. Work.
Yep. Oh, boy. The robots are going to be so upset with us in the future. They're going to be so sad.
But NASA want to do the same thing, right? They don't want to be sending up materials. What they're trying to do is they're trying to do this thing called in situ resource utilization, which is just a fancy word for what we were just talking about.
Use what's around. Yep.
Exactly. Now, what they've done something even cooler than making bricks out of lunar soil.
Great.
They have produced oxygen using simulated lunar soil in a vacuum. They have converted lunar soil to breathable air and rocket fuel because we're planning to use oxygen as rocket fuel.
Hey, boy. Yeah, that's what we want, really. We need fuel to be able to launch off, to come back, to go forward.
So how about that, though? The capability to produce oxygen directly on the moon.
Sounds like a good idea.
Sounds like a great idea.
But
in theory,
how far can we go with it? Can we say, hey, let's have a fucking atmosphere up here? Can we do that if we went?
But you don't need an atmosphere up here. You just need that's the ultimate goal. You just need some air in your tent,
For right now. But I think in the long term, you want to be able to live there quite happily, right? Be able to run outside, let the kids play in the playground, all that sort of cool
you want
stuff.
Grass. You want something in the mid-20s.
Yeah, you want a Macca's.
So this test apparently involved melting down moon dust in a special reactor that can reach very high temperatures. When the simulated moon soil was heated, the team detected carbon monoxide being released from it, from which oxygen can then be separated. It's a 4.6 metre wide spherical vacuum chamber which uses a high-powered laser to simulate concentrated sunlight to melt simulated regolith, which is soil, I assume, powdery moon dust, in a process known as carbothermal reduction. I mean, it's technical, but they're doing it. A bit of carbothermal reduction in your life.
I mean, it probably makes sense, right? If you grab some soil, and everybody just do this at home. Pop it in the kettle or something. Pop the soil in the kettle, and then just breathe that shit in because that's got to be oxygen, right?
Don't answer any questions. Yeah, I'll send
Again,
you a
they've
link.
just gone, we can do it. We just trust us. We got this. We can turn. Yeah, we moon soil. Yeah,
just trust us, yeah. Well, I've just sent you a link in general.
Mm-hmm. Great. Got it.
So this is NASA's technical readiness standards.
Excellent.
So apparently this has reached, this has reached, I think it was TRL 6.
TRL 6, which is system/subsystem model or prototype demonstration in a relevant environment. Excellent. Sounds good. So next step, as I see, is TRL 7, which is system prototype demonstrated in a space environment. Can they do that?
Just pop it up there.
Pop it up.
Pop it up.
Actual
put it on
system completed and flight qualified through test and demonstration, ground or space. So that's TRL 8, and there's only one after that. So there you go.
There you go. It's the natural progression.
And the last one is actual system flight proven through successful mission operations, meaning you have to do what it set out to do. It has to do that thing. And then you can go, yes, it has reached its highest state of technological readiness.
The problem with this, though, is it's not leaving any of the fun, like, will it work kind of, like, that's what I liked about the SpaceX.
Oh, it's not something you want to work out when you're up there. So you go, where's the O2 again? In the soil. Right, cool, because we tested that back on Earth. No, we didn't. Have a crack. Doesn't work.
Sometimes you want to wonder. You just want to cross your fingers and hope and like, come on, is it going to work? Is it going to work? Yeah, we did it.
Wow, a bit of like sticks and making fire moment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But when you need the fire to
breathable
live,
oxygen. Yeah.
It's going to be a cold night. Need the fire.
Well, that's good. But that is all we have time for tonight. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. Send us an email. Probably should have mentioned that earlier. Vacuousperspective@mail.com. Nate, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks, mate.
See you next time.